Hello? You just, I'm in the middle of filming. Hi, I'm in the middle of filming. Oh, great. Okay, let me just go, let me connect to this, like, film. Okay, bye.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind works backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without in my
Okay, hi guys. This video is going to be the Channel Islands versus the Caribbean Islands, or more specifically, Jersey versus Barbados. So I am born and bred in Barbados, and I'm living in Jersey in the Channel Islands, the original Jersey, not New Jersey, but Jersey Channel Islands. So I'm just going to give you a couple stats. Not giving you many stats because one, it gives me more opportunity to be wrong, and two, because they're boring. But basically, the square mileage of Barbados, first of all, is 169 square miles. The Channel Islands, Jersey, specifically the island of Jersey, square mileage is 120, so it's smaller. And the population of Barbados is 286,000 and something people, and in Jersey there are only 97,000 people or so. And so Barbados, I always felt like Barbados was a smaller island in the Caribbean versus Trinidad and Tobago or versus Jamaica. But I even moved to a smaller island coming to Jersey. So the weather. Okay, let's talk about the weather. Right now it's so hot. It's a different kind of heat, and I've actually experienced heat stroke here more than I have in Barbados. Ever. So I've never experienced heat stroke in Barbados. What am I talking about? But here I have, and I think it's because it's just so bright and hot, and you don't really notice the sweating because it's a drier heat, whereas in Barbados you're constantly like dabbing your face. Also here you have winter, which is really cold and really windy and really rainy, and in Barbados you don't have that. Of course, we're always the same 25 to 30 degrees at all times in centigrade. So here you can snow here, you know. It does, and I really love when it does because it's like, oh my god, it's snowing. But now it's summer, it's so hot. I talked about the road a little bit, being on the roads here. The road in Barbados is kind of similar. The roads in Barbados are kind of similar, especially because I came from St. George, which is in the country. So we would have smaller roads, so it's more like the roads in Jersey. So let's go.
Let's do it.
So when I'm talking, you point it at me, okay?
Okay.
So one of the first things I wanted to compare is driving on the roads here.
Yes.
The roads are small, just like in Barbados.
Wow.
Except the difference is here, they're even smaller. Most of the roads are even smaller. Sometimes you have to pull over in order to let a car pass.
I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember.
Okay, so as you can see, it's two-way traffic here. And this is a normal road in Jersey. But it can get smaller than this, especially when you go into what we call in Barbados cut rock. But it's here it's granite rock, and it's like going through the green lanes where there's rock on either side. So you'll see that in a minute.
See it? Oh, can you see, guys? Can you see the water? Yes. Oh, good. Whoa. Now can you see water? Smells seaweed, doesn't it, guys?
And of course we have bicycle people.
Yes.
People love riding bicycles here, and in Barbados they use bicycles as a form of transportation, not so much as a form of exercise, but as a form of transportation. So that's another similarity. And so you have to avoid them, you have to overtake them. This is like my hardest, for me this is the hardest thing to do in Barbados, is overtake bicycle people.
Wow. We're going the fun. Wow.
We also have cut rock, which is coral stone in Barbados, what we call cut rock. Here they have cut rock too, but it's granite. So you can still go into those sort of what they call green lanes here, where you have rock on both sides and you really can't make a mistake when you're driving. So you have to be a good driver in both countries. Yeah, the tides here, they have to do with the weather as well. They have huge tides here. We don't have that in Barbados. When we say, oh, the tide is pulling you this way or the tide is pulling you that way. But here, the tide is so huge that it can make the beach tiny or it can make the beach miles, you know? And so that happens every day with the tides coming in and out. And boats would be beached as well on purpose, but you know, they know they're going to get beached, but that doesn't happen in Barbados. Okay, so food and drink. Well, let me go in the water for this part. Okay, so food and drink. Ooh. Okay, so food and drink. Changed my hat. The food in Jersey is really good. It's very influenced by the French, as we are closer to France here than we are closer to England. So yeah, it's very seafoody, very bouillabaisse based, and it's very good. The only thing is that I don't get my Bajan seasoning here. So I have to, instead of buying it like I would lazily do in Barbados, I actually have to make it myself, which I used to do in Barbados too. I used to make my own seasoning. So I do make my own seasoning here. At one point I was selling it here and everything. But yeah, it's really good. So you can sort of work with the flavors here as well. Drink, I think people drink more wine here, at least in terms of my husband's family and stuff. We drink more wine. In Barbados, you would drink a rum and something. A rum sour, a rum and grapefruit. Sorry, I just have to keep cool. You don't understand, it's so hot. The common denominator between the two countries is definitely beer. So Barbados, we have our own Banks beer, we have our own brewery, and here they have all kinds of different beers. And English people, that's the English influence here too, is that the English people do love beer and they drink a lot of beer. So that's a similarity. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the visa process, getting married here and getting your citizenship. I wasn't going to get into politics, but here we go. Okay, so let's talk about the visa process. Getting married here is very much like this hula hoop, which I can't do. But I got the visa process done here by myself without using an immigration lawyer. Sorry, just doing my workout thing. It's different from Barbados in that to get your marriage visa here, in order to get married here as a Barbadian, you actually have to go back to Barbados, apply in Barbados, the IP address and everything. They can tell where you are. So you actually have to stay in Barbados for like 3 months. You never know when it's going to come. You actually don't know. They never tell you. Like, they never warn you. They never email you. They just show up at your door with a FedEx like your visa's been approved. So you actually have to stay there. Once you get that fiance visa, you have to then come back here and get married. But it's better if you get married here because of the jurisdiction. It's better if you just do it here. If you do it in Barbados, they may or may not approve that marriage here. So that's something we went through. We were shocked that we had to go through that because in Barbados now, you would just get married to a Barbadian in Barbados or in wherever, and you'd become a Barbadian citizen. So that's what happened with my parents, and that's what happened with many people we know. So I was shocked. This one's a hard one, or I'm just really bad at it. It took about 3 months and about £5,000, or like £5,000 plus tickets. Yeah, because you keep changing your ticket, right? Because you think that, okay, the visa's coming through. So you think, okay, 2 weeks. Let me change it back to 2 weeks. Let me change my ticket. And eventually you realize, like, let me just cancel that ticket because I don't know what's happened. And we got married here in Jersey, and yeah, so now I'm here. Before we were basically back and forth a lot, so we didn't even notice, like, you know, all this red tape that we'd have to go through eventually. Like an elliptical. I don't know. This is how we work out on islands. You have to be resourceful, use what you can, and get your workout. Yeah, so in terms of entertaining, I find in Barbados we entertain more at home, and here they entertain more like at restaurants or like the beach, and they'll just have a lime at the beach or a lime in, you know, a bigger place. But at home in Barbados, we would entertain, at least in my family, we used to entertain a lot at home. Even children's parties are more done at public places here than they are done in the home, which is annoying because I'm like, oh, kind of wanted to see what people's houses are like, you know, because malicious Beijing. So I always wanted to see that, but like most of the time it's in a public place. So that's another thing that's different. So also the people are different. So like in Barbados, you would see different people. Of course, the majority population in Barbados is black. Here, the majority would be white. And then the people who are working here or immigrants here are also white. So everyone here is pretty similar. In Barbados, we're quite different, I think, in comparison. So let's talk about the education system. Oh, okay. That's what I needed. Oh. Okay, so the education system here is based on the UK education system, and so is the Barbadian education system. So in terms of starting school at 4, in terms of 11 plus or common entrance, O levels, everything is based on the UK, and so Barbados is extremely similar. Actually, it's the same. So that's one thing. And of course, I have a 4-year-old son, so that was something that intrigued me a lot because I wasn't sure if I'd have to learn like a new system of education based on maybe the French system or something, because Jersey is both French and English, but it actually follows the English education system. Shameless plug, my son has a channel. It's called Valentine's Playroom, and it's about children's adventures and adventures he goes on here in Jersey. So check it out. I'll link it. Okay, so another thing is safety and crime. That is different here. In Jersey, there's no crime, and it's a bit reminiscent of Barbados, like in the 60s or 70s. Not that I was alive, but from what I studied, that, you know, if a crime happened once, for 10 years you'd be talking about that crime. And so Jersey's the same as that because there's no crime here. So if something does happen, usually accidental or maybe domestic or something very like one of those outlier crimes, it will be talked about for a long time because it doesn't really happen. We lock our doors, of course, because I'm from Barbados, so I lock everything. But a lot of people don't feel the need to lock their door and or their car doors. I drove a car for a while that didn't have any lock on it, so I should know. Nothing will happen to your car. But yeah, so the crime is different here. So in Barbados, I would oh my god, there's a creepy crawly in the pool here. You see that?
And it just tried to attack my foot.
Anyway, yeah, but basically here there's no crime, and Barbados, of course, there is a struggle with crime still. So that's really nice to be here. Also because we do talk about it a lot in Barbados. We talk about what happened and what didn't happen and what could have happened, and so it's nice to not have those conversations here, I must say.
Hi guys, today we done Mummy's show and now we're doing my show.
So we're going to show them how small the roads can be in Jersey.
Do you see that small road? Go too long. So guys, we love this video. Mommy, do you love it too?
Yes.
So the microphone is good. And it's a bit wobbly. Oh, hi, Mama.
Hello, my darling. My Valentine is coming back from school.
Yes, I know.
And what are you doing? Are you the photographer?
I'm filming.
You're filming. That means you're a photographer.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to see your face. Because you're beautiful and you're gorgeous. Don't film me because I have on pajamas.
It's a different time zone.
Hi.
That's my exercise routine. Barbados versus Jersey, all in one video.